Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am so excited that today means that I get to spend a few minutes with a couple of my besties, aka today, and we have an important topic that we're going to speak on today. Hey, Heather. All right, let me fix my camera. I love it. Right before we do this, we do a 30-minute live with our teams, and then we get to do this. And we got to talk about a game changer of a product.
It's so fun. I love a product. I love a product that we could like sink our teeth into, whether it's a service or a product or just something to get excited. I
Like
dig
any
it.
good shark would. Like any good shark would. Sink her teeth into it.
Where are you, Christy? Do you see Christy?
I'm right here.
I
Do you see
see her.
Why don't I see you?
I don't know. Hi guys. Can you
I
hear
hear
me?
you.
You hear me?
Yeah. So, okay, is it just me? Can everybody else see her?
Well,
Let me
maybe
know.
it's okay because I'm having a weird bang day. So maybe it's good that I'm just not seen.
No, we need to see you. It could just be me. You never know. But if you're watching live, let us know if you can see the great Christy Campbell, CC.
And then we can comment on my bangs. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Comment on my bangs. Back, pulling back. Oh, yes, I see all three of you. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, cool. It must be me. I'm here. I'm not gonna worry about it. As long as I can hear you, that's good. Um, you know, today is a good day for gratitude.
I agree.
I'm gonna kick it over to you since you have a lot of gratitude for your bangs today, I'm sure, right? Banging. You're just banging,
I'm
girl.
banging.
You're just
Okay.
banging. Okay, but let me just read this because I want to get it right. Okay, I want to get it right. Gratitude is the awareness that life is a web of invisible connections where every moment, person, and experience is a gift that shapes who we are. It is seeing each thread in that tapestry as invaluable, even the struggles, because they invite us to grow.
Sometimes, Callie, when you just start like that, it's just like, do we need to keep going? It's like, it's a complete sentence.
Yeah.
It's a complete sentence. I love that.
So that's what we want to talk about. And if you're new to us, on Wednesdays, we speak to women like us, women in our industry, in direct sales, in network marketing, mompreneurs, fempreneurs we talked about last week, women that are just after it, wanting to be at the top of their game, wanting to do it well with like-minded people, sometimes feeling alone, sometimes feeling connected, sometimes somewhere in between. And so, yeah, we're gonna talk gratitude, Christy.
Sometimes loving their bangs, sometimes not. So I'm going to say thank you, Amy underscore M underscore Kirby, for saying the bangs look good. I'm grateful for you. So I do want to invite us to a conversation of gratitude because gratitude is what? It's November. And so there's lots of things going on in November, and there's an energy of change. There's an energy of gratitude. There's an energy in the thread of things that we give honor to what we're grateful for. So why not talk about it in our industry and how we bring it to light, how we bring it to the world? And so, where I think this really wise place to start this conversation is gratitude is both a feeling and where do you feel it in your body? How do you feel it in your body? What does it like to feel it in your body? And then to Callie's quote, sometimes suffering does happen. Bad circumstances do occur. We stub our toes. We get our feelings hurt. We get triggered. Gratitude is also a practice. And so, what practices do you have in place to overcome suffering? What practices do you want to put in place to feel better? Because at the end of the day, if it costs you your peace, the price is too high. And so gratitude is always the gateway for abundance. Gratitude is always the gateway for more celebration. Gratitude is always the gateway for a feel good maneuver in your life. But sometimes we don't always feel good. So it is a feeling, it's also a practice. And so I think we wanted to unite today to talk about some of these practices that have worked for us in an industry called direct sales, or in anything that you're building that feels worthwhile to you, whether you call that parenting or business or bang maneuvering, whatever it is, whatever it is. So maybe we could, or maybe we could invite the conversation of what practices have you instilled, incorporated, invited yourself to take on in this month. So Heather, you want to start?
Okay, so I'll just go, like, I wasn't prepared for the question. So I'm thinking, like, what's the like the thing in my gut that is the answer? And so I'll just say the first thing that I thought of when you said that was what practices. I think reflection and muscle memory. Because if I think about, in like, we're just talking about like the suffering, because of course I'm drawn to that word. I'm drawn to suffering. I'm drawn to pain. I'm drawn to obstacle, because there's so much growth and opportunity in that. Like, I'm always want to talk about that. Always, always, always want to talk about that. And so I think, like, for gratitude, where I can find a lot of gratitude is if I look back through my journey through 20 years and I see those parts of suffering and I see those parts of pain, and I think, okay, first of all, how did I get through it and not survive it, but thrive through it? So I need to ask myself that question. And then if I did it, right, then I can do it again, muscle memory. And so I think that's where my gratitude comes from. Every time I approach something difficult, I'm like, I know this feeling. I hate this feeling, but I have the feeling. I have the feeling of suffering, and like, but I'm so grateful that I've done it before, because if I've done it before, I can do it again. And that's where my brain automatically went to with grateful, in the way that my viewpoint is on grateful. That's because, you know, I'm constantly in suffering and pain, you know, because every time you want to go to a new place, like, there's new things you got to overcome. There's new, and then you have your own brain and your own thoughts and your own feelings and your own hormones or lack of them and your own blah, blah, blah. You have to constantly be in overcoming mode if you're an entrepreneur, in my opinion. So you have to have a lot of reflection and a lot of muscle memory to get through that on the daily. So that's what I got for you. Callie, what you got?
Okay. So my cousin Sarah is married to a crazy guy named Craig. And he's crazy because he likes to push his body to the limit. And we have some awesome conversations about it. So here's the deal. The very first time, this was quite a few years ago, the very first time he ever did an ultra marathon, you guys, 100 miles.
Nope. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
100.
Nope.
Okay. So they run through the night. It's like they have like 24 hours to do it. They run through the night. You burn so many calories, by the way. You can stop and like eat a hamburger on the, like, they stop and eat burgers and like, because you got to fuel yourself, right? Not just the like the little squeegee things. Like, you got to eat. Anyways, so his coach, now this is where it relates to us, those of us in direct sales and network marketing, having our own businesses, all that kind of stuff. He had a coach, and his coach said, I'm going to train you for the moment when you want to quit.
Yep.
Because it will happen. I love that about his coach. His coach didn't just like say sweet nothings in his ear and like, you're amazing and you're going to do it. And no, his coach knew the reality, which is you're going to want to quit. So the three of us, sharks as we may be, how many of us have wanted to quit on the daily? Okay. So if we want to quit, you probably want to have wanted to quit too. And if you haven't yet, you will. So his coach says, I'm going to train you for the time when you're going to want to quit. Now, guess when he's going to want to quit? Do you think it's at the very beginning when it's like, yeah, and everybody's there and they're like, here you go? Or do you think it's like the last half mile where he can see the finish line and his family's there? Nope. When does he want to quit? In the middle, in the dark, in the night when he's alone. So there's a reason for the story. Because his coach said, I want you to pre-decide and prepare now. What are you going to do when you want to quit? And you know what Craig said? I'm going to practice gratitude. That's literally what he said. When I want to quit, I'm going to start thinking about what I'm grateful for. Well, guess what happened? In the middle of the night, in the middle of the dark, when his body felt broke down, you cannot train, by the way, for 100 miles. You can only run a certain amount of miles, and then that's how you train. So when that moment came, he already knew what he was going to do, and he started saying out loud he was grateful for. And by the way, when you have like 50 more miles, you have a lot of time. Okay, so it's not just like, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my house. You got to like dig deep, right? Probably I'm thankful for the pain that reminds me that this is worth doing. I'm thankful that, right? So here's the cool part, and I'll land this plane. Craig is finishing. He does see his family, his buddies, everybody that's there to do it. He crosses the finish line, and everyone's like, how do you feel? And do you know what he said? Without thinking, grateful. It is a feeling and it is a practice. It is on reflection and it's muscle memory. Today's the day. We're going into this month of gratefulness. We pre-decide now. Going to be tough stuff that happened this month. They're going to be business challenges, personal challenges. It's going to be the dead of night. You're going to be alone. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be tired. There you go. Right, Christy?
I think that's it. When you change the way you see a thing, the thing changes. And so if you want the thing to change the way you see it. And the way you see it is how you feel, what you practice, what you pre-decide, the muscle memory of knowing you can do it, and the ability to cross the finish line. Because you know you will. You know you will.
Yeah. Well, okay. Thanks, Craig. Thanks,
Craig.
Oh.
That was good.
Craig.
Thanks, Craig, for running 100 miles. That's ridiculous.
Sheesh. I'm not gonna quit that because I'm never gonna start that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing we can just take his example and then put it into our, I need to get some new clients today. Okay. So.
Yep. That's right.
He's now into kayaking, by the way. He like kayaks all these crazy things. Yeah. So we'll learn a lesson from him on that too.
We'll bring Craig on next week.
He would love it, you guys. He's British, and so anything he says sounds that much better because of his accent. So yeah, he's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for reminding us of this, grateful Christy, for bringing this up. Yes. I needed it. Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay. Next week. Bye, everybody.